Welcome, welcome tonight, welcome today, welcome all you Drangier and Shield Maidens. Everything's thrown off. I do apologize. It doesn't matter. I'm tired. It hurts. I got a lot of things going on, but remember to stay hydrated. So the first thing, I just got home from Silsbee, Texas, and had a show for their Halloween bash. It was a lot like League of Lions um, Gusher Days in Gladewater, Texas. It was outside venue, carnival. There was trunk or treating. There was live music. There was radio playing. Lots of street vendors. I got to talk to a couple of kids walking around with little squeaky hammers, and we're showing my hammer off. Overall was really fun. Apparently that's their fifth or sixth Halloween bash, consecutive Halloween bash, and SWF was has been invited back for a couple of those. I'm not sure how many, two or three. I know they said something about got some information. Excuse me, we need to turn that. My buddy James, welcome to the show. Apparently it is the sixth Halloween bash. And like I said, SWF was invited for their second or third. Someone was telling me the setup last year was completely different, and they were wrestling during a rock concert. I've never wrestled during a rock concert, but I have wrestled at a rock concert, and I can only imagine how frustrating that is. I know we had people focused on us, but then they would go over here and focus on whatever's going on. So it's hard to keep an audience, but it was a great turnout for what we had. I wrestled Psycho Adam, and our match was relatively quick. Sad part is we were kind of in that little in between. If you stepped in one direction, the sun was directly in your eyes and you couldn't see. But the opposite person was the worker. The other person just kind of took whatever moves was happening. And that was, I don't think there was anything even big brought up. A Russian leg sweep by Psycho. I know I did a suplex, but I always suplex. That's just kind of that's my move, suplexes. Shaw. No, I did not get sunburned. Actually, I hid behind a tree most of the day, but had I performed earlier, I guarantee I would have been sunburned. Even in the 10 minutes that it would have taken to wrestle, I would have had a nasty, massive sunburn. I always end up burning every Gusher Days. It's just one of those things. If I put sunscreen on my face, it's just going to sweat off. It's going to get in my eyes, and it's then hard to see on top of anything else that's already in my face, in my eyes. I've already got makeup and then sweat, so I tend to minimize what's going to get in my eyes. Um, I'll do this. That's looking better. Robert did apologize. Um, really just looking into it. The vein just kind of goes right across here. Um, it's kind of hard to do backwards, but right across here. Uh, and I think this is just pooling from damaging the blood vessels and stuff like that. So no big deal. Healing fine, jaws fine. Didn't take any damage from Psycho. Um, you know, safe worker, but we didn't really get to do a whole lot. Billy, welcome to the show. Welcome back. I know you tune in every week. I do appreciate that. I've got a fly buzzing around here. So if you see that, I apologize. Uh, but yeah, the match with Adam, it went great. Only a couple minutes. We were losing the sun, so went ahead and called an audible and finished it. I was under the impression I was done, so I was kind of headed back to go change when uh, they said it's Rumble time and everybody get in there. At first, it was supposed to be just a uh, I don't want to say trainee, but they're breakout wrestlers, the people that are going to be from training, graduating into their league. So they were having a rumble. All of a sudden, they said, "Everybody get in there," and the rest of the wrestlers just stormed the ring. uh, Naturally, I went straight for uh, the assassin Robert and started working him. I even folded his arm up in the ropes. Did not blow out his bicep vein. So um, worked him for a little bit. One of the funny things, someone had suckers. I think it was Babin, but someone had suckers in their pocket, was dropping suckers. So I ended up picking a sucker up and tried to stab it in somebody's mouth. He didn't eat the sucker. He was just like, "What are you doing?" But that's wrestling. Anything that's thrown into the ring or dropped in the ring is going to be used as a weapon. So, you know, tap out by sucker, submission by sucker. That would be funny. um Also, I wanted to talk about I got another package from Aura Bloom, and that's the crystal company that keeps sending me stuff. This time they sent me a necklace. It's not something that I would wear myself. Uh, I might end up changing the chain on it or something. I'm just trying to get it to where it'll be a loop. I can't even get it to loop. I certainly don't think it'll fit around my neck, but there we go. So my light, there it is. Spin it around. It's rose quartz and it's wire wrapped with a gold wire. And I'll read you the card just like I do. So the rose quartz heart necklace for adoration, vulnerability, nurturing, love, and healing. Rose quartz is the ultimate crystal of love and self-healing. It has soothing frequencies that can activate the heart chakra and attract love into your world. But rose quartz also acts as an initiator for deep self-love and accelerated personal transformation. Activating the heart chakra opens one's ability to give and receive love from others, but it also allows the individual to see their own beauty shining from within. Associated with the heart chakra, this crystal is known for its capacity to warm the heart and encourage feelings of love. Perfect for balancing feminine energies, this gemstone attunes the most to positive romantic vibrations to generate harmony in relationships or spark new ones. When you wear rose quartz, it encourages physical comfort and self love by soothing wounds and anxieties that prevent loving behavior. So, I need to go through all these because so far they've sent 4 things. So 4 months that I've been doing this, but it they kind of man, they've been hitting the nail on the head with most of them because I remember one of them was more my crown chakra. Um, I forget the other ones, but they it's almost funny. It's they're sending me crystals that are in tuned in tune with what's going on in my life, and I feel that's odd, but that's kind of a cool thing, and I'll certainly keep talking about them more as I get more gems and crystals and things. Billy, when am I coming back to WWA? I'll just kind of highlight that. Oh no, it's this one. That's the one. Um, right now, you guys are, excuse me, WWA is booked until the new year. They have next year dates, so 2026 dates, but right now there's been no invites. Hopefully, we get those invites soon. Solo, tag team, doesn't really matter. Sons of Plunder definitely willing to travel to, you know, hammer some dudes and kick some ass. Um, we look forward to coming back to WWA as soon as there's an opening. Um, I had a train of thought and it just derailed, so I apologize. We'll just keep going. I do know that I've got possibly 3 shows in November. Um, Before one of them comes out, I plan to have a guest on the show. Um, Moose, my buddy Ben, um, he's the one kind of helping put out one of these shows, the Veterans Benefit in November. So plan to have him on the show to talk about that before that show. So got a couple weeks, but it'll only be a week or so before I have him on. That's just how it rolls. Um, I've got 2 with League of Lions, 1 with SSW. If I can make any other shows, I will. Um, December, I've got another benefit show, a different motorcycle club. And it's kind of fun that we're doing all these biker rallies and biker benefits and things like that. Um, One of the things I wanted to do here local with the Berserkers was either have some badass entrance for Gusher Days or something, some kind of big event. Uh, can do it with the Berserkers, but the Odin's Sons kind of promised us a nice little entrance, a little walkout, stuff like that. Just kind of just something to help us set the stage. Us being Odin's sons too, you know. Well, I can't really say us. Me, my character, Odin's son. Yes, um, Ironbelly is a dwarf. Again, I've never converted his religion. It's that's the beauty of us working together. There's a question. There's a question. What's the origin story? How did Warhammer come to be? Okay, so that's a real good question. Thank you for asking. It's funny. It started out as a joke. I'm a joke. It's a joke. Was jokingly saying that I'm just be a Viking because I got a beard. I'm not gonna shave. At the time, Vikings, the TV show was out really big. And again, I haven't watched WWE. I don't watch WWE, but my trainer was like, "Oh, you mean like the Viking Raiders? Look at all these. We got Vikings. We got Vikings." And I said, "No, sir. I'm gonna have a big giant hammer, and I'm gonna come out because my name." And he goes, "Oh, a big giant hammer, right? Big dumb giant hammer, like the Bludgeon Brothers, big hammers, Viking, big hammer." And I said, "No, nothing. Those two are totally stupid ideas. I'm gonna put them together, and it's gonna be a genius idea." So that's the origin of Warhammer. It started off as a joke, and then now I have joke trunks. It is what it is. It is what it is. Have another question. What happens if Tyson, Damian, and Drake Bishop cut a promo? Drake in a speech then blows the sports. Blows the sports. I mean that'd be a funny promo, but it's all in how he gets done. As long as we can set up for another match, another show, it's got to transition. Everything's got to make sense, and especially in wrestling, when it doesn't make sense, a lot of times it's apparent. But some of the stuff, like the sucker incident, it if he'd popped for it, or if he'd have been all like, "Oh God, it's sucker," say if he'd have sold it in any way, someone might have been all like, "Ha, he's got a sucker." He could have spit, put it in his mouth. I could have hit him. He could have spit it out. Something we could have done it, but not that I even thought of any of that in the moment. But it's just the spontaneity. It's the improvisation that happens that makes wrestling fun. Um, so yeah. Like I said, all we got to do is plan it out story wise to make it make sense. So um, that's all, and that's all I ever want from wrestling is to make it make sense, even if I am in a grass skirt and a seashell bra and a flowery lay, or I'm wrestling midgets, or I'm getting beat up by Santa Claus. Excuse me. Um, I it's all these novelty things that I've done. I When I think about them like that, it's a hilarious uh, track record. Another question. When did you meet Iron Belly? Come up with Sons of Plunder. Okay, so this, well, I'll just leave it up there. Uh, I found him on the internet. I don't even remember why I was looking, but I was scrolling through Instagram and happened to find one of his shots, his promo shots, and it might have been that shooting that he had done, and noticed he had a giant hammer. So I messaged him and said, "Hey brother, you're close to me. You wrestle. You have a hammer. I dig your gimmick. I want you to come out and just wrestle with me, play wrestling with me. Come to my buddies. I paid his book, paid for him to come out just to hang out." Again, when we were finally dressed and together, I'm trying to find these photos because they really meant something, but I've got so many of us together. So they my camera. There it is. So that's us dressed. We were just taking some photos together. Big giant hammer, drinking horns. We actually made this into a sticker. Yeah. So that was us meeting for the first time. Again, I just wanted him to make an entrance with me to gauge how my guys were going to take to it, how my crowd was going to take to it. Just honestly, it was, I don't know you, you don't know me. Let's see if we click. Let's see if you can be my friend first. And instantly, those photos were, as we're taking those promo photos, uh, my trainer and the manager of the league call me to the side and they say, "Y'all need to pick a name." It didn't click with me that they were telling me to pick a name. I was still under the impression that I didn't know if Iron Belly wanted to come. It was a, hey, I don't even know if you want to do this. I still was hesitant to say we were a thing because I left it up to him. It's always been up to him. But they had to reiterate three times, choose a damn name. So I came up with Sons of Plunder off the rip. Um, that is from a movie, kind of. Uh, I am now trying to remember the movie, Airheads. Um, the band they go against. No, it's not Airheads. Yeah, it is Airheads. It is Airheads. The band that is actually getting all the promotion is called Sons of Thunder, and I always thought that was a badass band name, but Sons of Plunder just kind of rang, just kind of sounded good. And if we're two Vikings, Viking and a dwarf, both of us after Plunder, it all makes sense. That's kind of the beauty of Sons of Plunder. I've kind of chosen uh, a unique thing that everybody's able to follow, but the people that have been included, it all works. Uh, Timmy, much like the family, y'all, y'all's gimmick just works. Like, y'all are not really connected in any way, but y'all are, and that's kind of how my group is. I was always trying to start a big faction, a big stable, but now it we just have to get our numbers back. So uh, the Sons of Plunder, the Sons versus the family. I guarantee you that's gonna happen. Needs to happen. Somebody book this now. um, Now, I do think that would be a great draw for an upcoming, a starting uh, company, a starting promotion. That would definitely get a draw because you guys draw. I know we can draw together. I think we should write that story. Another question. Another question. Who would win, Sons of Plunder or the Sports? Well, of course, I'm gonna say the Sons of Plunder. Like those guys can't even lift our hammers on their best day. I mean, I think it's Tyson. Tyson's the skinny one. I get them mixed up. I get them mixed up, but no, we would drop a hammer on them, and they're we'd shatter their family tree, and then we'd make a boat out of it or something. I don't know. It's hard to think. Yeah, Timmy, family versus sons. I'm telling you. And I really appreciate you guys coming all the way out from Louisiana. That was a long drive. I know I had a long drive. Um, so it's great to see you guys, get to work with you guys. I know I didn't get to do much in the ring, but y'all worked me to eliminate me to make y'all look big. So that was great. Um, I I want to wrestle more of you guys. The three of you. I want the people I enjoy hanging out with are the people I want to wrestle more. So the more I'm down in SWF, if I win, I come back to SSW. EBW, MPX. It's you start to get a bond with people, and you really enjoy working with them. I could work with Mikey Sparkles and have a great match with him. Uh, we would just redo our original match, and it was once we started, we can do whatever we want, and we've progressed and learned so much more. We could have that exact same match, and it would be night and day different. This question: what happened to Vincent Crow? I honestly don't know. I wish I was down there enough to be more involved with these gentlemen, to know them better. I'm just not down there. It's almost 4 hours away. It's half a world away at that point. Um, just I wish things were different. That's all I can say. Um, they're great guys. Everybody I've not I've not had one opponent, one wrestler, one guy I wouldn't wrestle again. I've wrestled multiple people and would wrestle anyone over, but there are several people that I I want to wrestle. Uh, my buddy Monster Creed, he was the Santa Claus that I was talking about. 6'3", 400 pounds, monster, right? But I know my place in that match, and it is not to win. Even with my "you can't beat me, you can't break me, and I don't submit," he's the monster. I have to either cheat to win, I have to have help, I have to something has to happen for me to change that story. The story is already written, even if we haven't wrestled yet. He's two of me. There's no way I can even, and I've told him, if one bump, that's all I've ever asked from him. If not, he's never bumped for me, but one bump, that's it. I told him I either knock you down and keep you down, or I don't ever knock you down. So, it's the story's there. We just have to decide how we do it. Um, yes, this. You know, you guys are awesome, and hanging out with you guys just for 20 minutes outside the match, the couple hours, in the locker room. It's real. It's, you know, uh, I was always told I'm joining a family. I'm not really joining a business or a group or blah 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 blah. I was joining a family first, and I've felt that on more than one occasion, and especially in more than one group. Again, I again, James, I don't know what happened to Crow, so I wish I was down there enough to know, but I don't know. That's not a It's not a kayfabe thing. I'm not trying to storyline anything. I do not know, but I enjoy the traveling, like Timmy says. The family is they need to get y'all need to get a circus bus or like I, I don't want to say a clown car, but y'all need something to travel in, and it's the vehicle has to match. That's my idea for the family. I don't know how to make it, but we can manifest. So we just gotta say that's what we're gonna do, and everything from here on is putting forward uh, all the things we need to do to achieve that goal. So that's what I see for the family. They get a awesome van or a bus that is decorated and almost the Jeepers Creepers truck. Yeah. Yes, James, if Alfredo's there, definitely ask him. But you know, things happen in wrestling. I know I had to stop wrestling for a bit in 2018 because I tore a bicep. I stopped wrestling in 2019 because I just didn't have the money to pay for training. I didn't have the money for gas. I didn't have the money to go. Uh, and that was only 20 miles down the road. Just didn't have the money. Certainly wasn't booked out at any point at that time. So wasn't making money wrestling, was only spending money. Then 2020 happened and COVID shut us down. So things happen in people's lives, and wrestling sometimes gets put on the back burner. Like I said, it's family, family first, and if you don't have the job, if you don't have the money, if you don't have the vehicle, things wrestling definitely gets put on the back burner. Yeah. See, it's not even my idea. They had the idea. I'm just reiterating that it's a good idea. Rap would be much easier. Would definitely go harder. Um, Tax write off. So whatever vehicle you get, whatever vehicle you wrap, it's now uh see, and y'all are talking about doing a new promotion. It's all tax write off. You have the vehicle, the bus, the van that tows the trailer that has everything in it. Y'all are the circus. Y'all are bringing everything. The trailer needs to have a wrap on it too that has the ring. It could be the uh, exist to inspire, I believe. I want to make sure to get that right. I That's an awesome idea. I can't wait to even be a little footnote, a little speck of dust in y'all's plans. Uh, I don't remember. I was taken out of action. See that there was the fly. I just saw it. I was taken out of action in May. I missed June. I missed July. I believe I missed August. I don't remember when I came back after the trash can. So I had been gone for a little while. Yeah, see, yeah, trailer, van, everything wrapped, exists to inspire. Amazing idea. Um, let's do it. Family versus sons. Just tell me how many, the number of wrestlers needed to feud with the family. I believe y'all are four, maybe five strong. Uh, from what I understand, one female, three, four, males. Um, right now, I've got one female. She just had back surgery. We're taking it super slow, but we will get her back going on, when we can. Iron Billy and I can do solo tag, doesn't matter. We do have another gentleman that we've discussed the gimmick with. He's just not been booked in that direction, but he has his own gear. I guarantee you we could use him at any point. That's been the whole goal. Get him as part of Sons of Plunder. He was always going to be more of a manager, and we were going to wrestle, but now he's wrestling. I certainly want him to wrestle. So, however, we can get him involved. So, that's another gentleman for us. But like I said, just tell me the number, the metrics that I have to hit, and I will recruit and we'll go from there. So, almost done 40 minutes, 39 minutes right now. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know this was it's a low energy one. I'm just tired. Long drive, stuff's going on. Not gonna get into it, but maybe maybe this is what I need. So um thank you everybody for stopping by tonight. Tune in next week, Sunday. Um, that'll be let's yeah, that'll be after Halloween. Oh man. So uh now there's supposed to be a League of Lions show either the first or the 8th of November. I'm not real sure. I'll post more about it when I get that information. But like I said, there's at least one League of Lions show and another benefit show with Southern Star Wrestling to talk about in November. So we're going to talk about those a lot. So definitely tune in next week and we'll talk some more. Thanks, everybody. Hammer that like button, share this with your friends, follow us, follow me on several platforms. I am working on TikTok right now to make it better. I'm going to start posting more. I'm getting there. I'm building all the stuff I need. I'm learning about it, and then I'm going to start posting. So, there is a show November 8th for SSW. I'm invited, but I'm not booked. I can't make it, but I'll find out more about League of Lions. But SSW for the people in Port Neches. So, yeah. Thanks again, and good night, everybody.